I'm giving away $10 cash to a random winner in the comments of my most recent giveaway video, and every time that video gets another 10,000 views, we're going to have another winner. So all you need to do to enter is click the link below and watch the video. Hi again then guys, and welcome to another installment of course, the Automotive News Roundup, and we haven't had a huge amount of automotive news to talk about for obvious reasons, but this one is a pretty exciting little story. It's a vehicle which is going to be, according to its manufacturer, available by the end of this year. We'll see, as far as that one goes. It is a British company after all, and you can pre-order yours already. Now, the vehicle is called the Legend 480, built by a company called Mulholland. They're based in Derby in the UK, and Derby actually has a number of connections to motorsport and also to TVR itself, because the company of Mulholland actually has been involved with a number of supercar manufacturers and even Formula One in an engineering sense, and now they are turning their hand to their own car. Incidentally, this car, the Legend 480, was actually designed by a certain Damien McTaggart, who himself designed the TVR Tuscan, one of the most legendary TVRs of all time, and he also happens to have designed one of my favourite British sports cars, the Marcos TSO GT2. Now, the primary thing that I really like about this vehicle and the proposition of its future is that it harkens back to what I would say is the heyday, the glory days of TVR, which is the 90s and the earlier 2000s, when you had stuff like the Chimera, the Cerberus, the Griffith, the Tuscan, these legendary modern TVRs which, for all of their flaws, were still fantastic sports cars and still have a wide array of fans all around the globe. This is very clearly taking inspirations from those. It's got a bit of Tuscan in there, a little bit of T350, maybe even a slight Sagaris to it, and even something like a Typhon or a Tuscan R, the lesser known TVRs from modern times. But what then as far as the spec sheet? Because of course it is technically going to be going up against TVR with their newer vehicle. Well, the engine is a V8, we haven't been told what the size is yet. We do know it's got 480 horsepower, it's rear-wheel drive unsurprisingly, also front engine, it's a two-seater, and it has a 6-speed manual gearbox. So across the board, pure TVR kind of stuff. The visuals, of course, are very TVR, especially from the front. From the back, and even some of the other aspects, it kind of reminds me of what you could get if you commissioned Zagato to design a TVR. To me, it looks like a Zagato Tuscan, in a similar way to what Zagato is doing with the newer Astons, with a much larger grille, that almost like double bubble style. This one doesn't have a double bubble roof, but I think it would suit it, and especially that back end really does remind me of something like an Aston DB7. Zagato in particular. In terms of performance, there's nothing concrete yet, but the fact that it has a carbon fibre chassis, numerous carbon fibre components throughout its construction, which is not surprising from Mulholland, also the fact that it's rear-wheel drive, manual gearbox, it's not overly complex when it comes to its development, so just like a TVR, expect the weight to be low. I would be surprised if this weighs more than 1,300 kilos, if that. So performance will be good, that's guaranteed. It's got a big V8, it actually has way more power than a TVR would usually have. Even a Tuscan or a Cerberus, they tend to have about 350. On very rare occasions you'll have more, and when they do have more, they're monstrously quick. Take for example the Cerberus 4.5 Red Rose Edition, which still only has 440 horsepower, which doesn't exactly sound amazing, but that's enough to make it a 195 mile an hour car that can hit 60 in about 3.6 seconds. So pretty insane for a car with 440 horses. As a result of that, with doubtless improved aerodynamics, slightly newer technology, although as I said it is still an old school car, unabashedly so, I would expect this car to probably be somewhere around the 200 mile an hour region, 0 to 60 of course under 4 seconds, no surprises there. So we'll have to wait and see of course whether or not it does come to full fruition, what it's actually like, and of course, it's one of the rare occasions where TVR might actually have some very, very authentic heady competition from some of their own people, and that I'm very curious to see. Overall though, very exciting new car, very exciting news as well, and of course stick around on the channel for more, and I do plan to cover this one again as and when we have more news to go on. But until next time, I'll see you then, and for now, as always, thanks for watching.